A lifelong Henderson resident reached out asking me to tell her story, saying she believes it highlights a larger failure in our state's unemployment system and how it's harming vulnerable workers.
She placed in the top 20.
Amanda Hare's daughter dreams of becoming a Broadway dancer. An ambitious but achievable goal for talented 17-year-old Piper, and an expensive road for her parents, made all the more difficult when Amanda lost her job of 11 years with Golden Entertainment due to a back injury and subsequent surgery.
It ended up resulting in getting 2 cervical discs replaced
that restricted her ability to lift and stand.
So I understand where my employer was coming from when they couldn't accommodate me in that capacity.
That job ending was the beginning of her dealings with DETR. She applied and got this letter saying she was approved for unemployment benefits.
People like me have worked long and hard to be able to receive benefits like that in case something happens to us, like in my case.
And were you receiving benefits?
I was not.
Why not?
I got another letter saying that I was denied based off of my employment at the Pilates studio.
While on leave of absence from her Golden Entertainment job, Amanda signed up for a teacher training program at the Good Place, a Pilates studio near Pecos and Windmill that cost her $4,500.
Which greatly outweighed the amount of income I brought in through the employment with them.
While training, she says she worked at the Good Place on average about 4 hours per week.
And that lasted only 10 weeks. It wasn't stable by any means. It wasn't sufficient income or sustainable because it was far away from where I live, and 4 hours a week doesn't really help put food on the table.
In paperwork submitted to DETR, Amanda explains she quit the Pilates studio job after an issue with a coworker put her in jeopardy.
So it automatically denied me from the benefits I was owed through Golden Entertainment,
which she immediately appealed. They accepted your appeal, and then what?
I have not heard a single thing.
So you haven't had a hearing, you haven't spoken to an adjudicator, you're in limbo?
Yes.
And what does being in limbo mean for you?
I cannot pay my bills. With how expensive everything is, every nickel and dime counts, and I'm getting nothing.
She's been sending in document after document and waiting on a decision from DETR for nearly 5 months. She says the system shut down this week just adds insult to injury.
We have absolutely no way to communicate or see our case, where it's at, where it stands, or anything. And it's just crazy that they would shutter the entire system.
On June 30th, Nevada's unemployment insurance system went offline and will remain out of service until July 7th, while the agency prepares to launch what they said will be a faster, more reliable, and more modern way to manage unemployment claims. During the outage, claimants have no access to anything online or anybody on staff at DETR.
I get that they're trying to make it better, but ignoring people for as long as they have been in order to make it better, make that make sense.
I reached out to DETR about Amanda's case, and they sent back this statement, saying in part, the very reason this viewer reached out to you is why the agency is upgrading the system. In the same way the system is unavailable for claimants, the dark week also means we are unable to investigate individual information while data is being transferred. For Amanda, that's just more tap dancing, and not the kind she's grown to love while supporting her daughter's dream.
I have heard nothing, and that was prior to the system completely shutting down for this entire week. And who knows if Monday, when it does come back up, am I going to hear anything? I'm not so sure, and I'm not really holding my breath.
We'll be following Amanda's case through the appeal process, but we know she's not alone. If you have an issue after the system comes back up on Monday, we want to hear from you. Send me an email to 13investigates@ktnv.com. Darcy Spears, 13 Investigates.